Oh yeah, this is pretty much a little message from me after I finish recording the video. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that this part is gonna be kind of have a lot of cursing, basically with Hinata getting pretty pissed off at Hanabi and stuff like that, and some other people. Basically, they're gonna be calling her names and all that. But yeah, Naruto is gonna deal with him. But yeah, anyways, just wanted to let you guys know this. So if you can't handle cursing and stuff like that, just I don't know, just like from another video or something. And yeah, for you, enjoy. Guys, it's your boy AD back with another video. Now in today's video, gonna be with Naruto and Hanabi were a prodigy couple. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this part. And this is oh yeah, this part 8. My bad, I forgot to say that for some reason. But yeah, this is mostly gonna be about Hanabi, not all about Naruto in this one. Well, it's gonna be about Naruto and all them, but like a lot of it is gonna be focused on Hanabi and so on. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, get this video 50 like for the next part, and also go over to Weebcast. This is a new channel me and my friend created where we'll be talking about mostly like animes and stuff like that, and sometimes we'll be doing like answering question and all that stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys want to know more about us and see us basically talk about animes and stuff, go over there and you can check it out. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get the video started. Background noise in advance because there probably will be some, because there's a lot of people at my house right now. And yeah, I might be stopping at some point because I'm probably gonna get lost as always, and so on. And without further ado, let's get actually started. So we start this wave off with Jiraiya, who was walking with Kushina Uzumaki in silence as they were going to a specific area, as then they arrive in front of a big stone, as then Kushina would do some hand signs, as then the stone would glow as a giant stone started to crack and break down, revealing a giant mansion, as it was basically the Uzumaki Namikaze compound. As Kushina and Jiraiya would go inside, as then Jiraiya would follow Kushina, as then she would basically punch a hole through a wall, as she would pull out a box out of the wall, as they would basically go out of the mansion and basically walk away from it. As they walk away the mansion, the walk will basically come back and cover the mansion again. So yeah, as they basically go back to the hotel where Naruto and Hanabi were staying at, as we skip back to Naruto and Hanabi and Hinata and Hayashi, and as Hinata would walk up to Naruto and Hanabi, as Hinata would basically say, "Naruto-kun, is that you?" As Naruto would look back and say, "Sorry, I'm not comfortable with you calling me that, and who are you anyways?" As then Hinata would say, why won't you let me call you that?" As then a look of hate and anger would appear into his what the fuck that just a look of anger and basically hatred will appear into her face, and as she would say, "Is it because of that stupid piece of crap her of a sister?" As Naruto would say, "I don't care who you are, but you will not." Oh yeah, before I continue any further, sorry for not saying this earlier, but there'll be kind of a lot of cursing and shit in this one because Hinata is gonna be cursing at Hanabi a lot. So yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to say earlier, but yeah, you will not basically talk to my girlfriend like that. as he would basically get up, as then she would say, I will not allow you to talk to that Hyuga clan head in such a disrespectful way. As no, like the Hyuga clan freaking, what's it called again? Heiress, whatever. As before he could continue, he would basically start to sweat, as Naruto would basically look behind him to see nothing until he used his Byakugan to see two giant purple eyes with wings in them, basically just staring at him. As fast as they came, it basically disappeared. As then a boom would happen. Hinata tried to basically pump strike Hanabi's heart, in the heart basically, and another hand in her head, basically wanted to make sure that she would die. But Hanabi basically eyes glow with a light blue and a flower pattern, as the lightning shot from her eyes and struck both of Hinata's hand, sending her flying into a weapon stand, as Naruto and Hanabi would basically disappear in black and yellow flash. As they'll basically appear into the hotel room to see Jiraiya and Kushina, as then Naruto would basically say, so do you have it? As Kushina would basically throw the box at Naruto, as he would catch it, as then Naruto would say good, as he would seal it away in a storage cell, as then Kushina would be staring at Naruto, as Naruto would stick out his tongue and made a goofy face, as then he would basically say, well, I will not be doing it right now. Naruto says, I will not be doing it right now. That's what you get for not wanting me and Hanabi to sleep in the same room and bed. As then Kushina would basically jump at him, but Naruto would basically dodge, as Kushina would try to get Naruto to do what he's supposed to do with the box. But Naruto would quickly grab Hanabi, as they would vanish, as Kushina would run to Naruto's Hanabi's room, as she would basically start to bang on the door, crying anime tears, as Naruto would just be chuckling evilly. As we skip a week later, as we see Naruto in his room alone, as then the door was locked, as he sit down, as he activated his Rinnegan, as then he would basically make a small little box, as it was a black with a picture of a flower made of gold, as Naruto would basically open it and smile very happily and basically hope filling his eyes, but also small bit of fear. But if things basically went wrong, he would basically be destroyed, as yeah. Anyways, but he had a strong fear when it go wrong, so he was alright mostly. Anyways, yeah, he would basically steal this small box in the same seal that he sealed the bigger box, as then he would walk away out the room and meet up with Hanabi, as they would basically walk into the street with Kushina, who had a genjutsu on, so people didn't start to question her about how she's alive and why the heck is she not in the village and all that stuff. And she didn't really feel like answering them, as freaking hell, why is these the only pictures? Anyways, don't mind these pictures. Anyways, yeah, as they'll basically go to the secret underground tunnel where Kushina would unseal a lot of kunais, as she would basically open the box that she got from her home and put the kunais in there, as she would basically give it back to Naruto, as they will basically split up, with Naruto and Hanabi going to the academy so they could start the exams, as they'll basically go into the room as to see Sasuke, saying how this is the genjutsu, like absolute idiot, as then Naruto and Hanabi would simply go into the floor thingy, but Naruto basically put another genjutsu, making some people fail. As we skip later on inside the room, as we see Naruto and Hanabi finish with the test, as there was about 30 minutes left, as then they will basically both close their eyes, as no one would thought too much of it, thinking that they just went to sleep. But we skip over to Naruto's Mindscape thingy. We see Naruto wake up as Kurama was sleeping, as then Hanabi would appear as well, as then this would sort to basically make out, as then Hanabi would say, Naruto-kun, can you make Kurama small so I can play with him? As Kurama would say no, making Naruto say the same thing, as Hanabi would basically pout, as Naruto would look at Kurama, as Kurama would say, fine, this is the only one-time thing, as Kurama would basically become small, just like, you know how in the Tsukuyomi, all the tail beasts were like all the Jinchurikis and were like really small and stuff, pretty much like that. I'm pretty sure you guys should know what that looks like, and if you don't, just look it up because I don't have a picture of it right now. As basically Hanabi would grab him and squeeze him and stuff like that, as Kurama would basically be trying to get away, but in his mind he preferred getting squeezed by her than being alone. As then we skip 30 minutes later, as a giant clock would suddenly appear into Naruto's mind space, as Naruto would say it's time, as we see Hanabi holding a knocked out Kurama, as they will basically disappear, going off the Mindscape, as Uncle came in saying she's the sexy uncle and all that. But anyways, she basically realized that everyone was staring at her, of like Kanen was looking at her body, etc., except Naruto, as she would walk up to Naruto and put her basically bent over a little bit, I guess, to basically try and talk to him or whatever, as it would get in an angle where Naruto would basically be able to see her assets, as then Hanabi would see this and get pissed off, as she basically would appear on Naruto's laps, as she basically put chakra, sending it inside of Uncle's chakra system, as it went wild, making Uncle accidentally start to release air pressure, as the air pushed her clothes, was basically pushing her clothing off, as Uncle had to teleport away so people didn't see her naked. As we skip to the outside of the academy at the gate of the forest of death, as Uncle was looking at Naruto and Hanabi intensely, as then they would basically get off school and go inside the forest and all that, as those simply teleport near a team and then use lightning star, lightning dragon, electrocute, freaking basically making them not be able to move. I can't say that word for some reason. As basically knocking out the team, is take away their scrolls and go to the tower because they had the heaven scroll, the team that they found anyway. As we skip to team 7, as they were all beaten up on the ground, unconscious, as Orochimaru gave this curse mark to Sasuke, and so on. The sound team would attack and get wrecked by the curse mark Sasuke, as then everything happens pretty much the same, as they barely made it to the tower and so on. Then we skip to when everyone is at the tower getting ready to fight for the third stage of the exams. As then we see Naruto, Hanabi just chilling in the place of the spectator thingy and stuff like that. You know where Kakashi and all them was standing at? Yeah, basically that place. As now basically the proctor would say Sasuke versus one of them Sound Ninja, and Sasuke would fight. And the same as canon, Sasuke would win by using the taijutsu that he stole from Lee. The next match versus Hinata versus Neji. Neji would get beaten up by Hinata, blocking all of his chakra point with only getting basically with only getting one chakra point block. That he basically only blocked one chakra point for Hinata, and Hinata had a small trail of blood running her basically fate or whatever. As then we skip to the next match, would be Trash versus Hanabi. As they'll basically go back as then Trash will basically go on saying, "I will beat you and make sure that Sasuke love me forever, and you will not even have a chance with him." As then Hanabi would just look at her with a blank face. As then Hanabi would say, Are you brain dead?" As Sakura would basically look at her confused. As Hanabi would say, "Are you stupid? I have a boyfriend, and even if I didn't, I certainly wouldn't fall for that stupid pathetic failure of a Uchiha." And as Sakura would basically look at her with shock and anger as she rushed at Hanabi, saying, "How dare you talk bad about my Sasuke-kun?" Oh my gosh, this is disgusting. As Hanabi would basically get really mad because this Trash is literally making girls look bad. As then Hanabi would basically get ready to dash. Like basically Hanabi would dash at Sakura and would basically be holding her by the throat as she'll basically say, "You stupid whore, you're so weak and pathetic, you're a disgrace to all girls." And she would basically slam her into the ground, making a crater as Sakura's head would basically be bleeding. As then Hanabi would basically say, "Well, I will oh my gosh, bro. I will basically make sure that you do not keep making Konoichis look bad." As Hanabi will basically put a lightning chakra electrocuting Hanabi. Yes, not Hanabi. Hanabi basically used the lightning chakra to electrocute Sakura to death, as she basically died from basically getting her blood electrocuted till she basically had lost everything and so on. And yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, as then she would basically die. As then she would basically go back to Naruto to receive lots of praise. As then the next match is Tsunade versus Tenten. As y'all know what happened. Tsunade basically folds Tenten by slamming the freaking fan on her back and breaking her spines or whatever. It didn't actually break her spine, but yeah. It certainly looks like it. Anyways, we skip to the next match. Naruto versus Kiba. As Kiba would say, "You weakling, you keep hurting and making Hinata not happy, and instead you decide to stay with her horrible sister. I'll make sure you pay." And Naruto would basically say, I don't care if you insult me or beat me, but I will not tolerate you or anyone insulting my girlfriend. Let this be a lesson to all of you, as this is what happened when you mess with my girlfriend. As Naruto will basically disappear and appear in front of Kiba with his arm into Kiba's chest, and his arm would basically glow in orange color as Kuruma's chakra would go inside Kiba, making his inside burn like crazy, as then he would basically pass off from the pain, making him basically knocked out, as Naruto would pull out his arm, his hand out of Kiba's stomach, whatever, or chest, whatever, and walk away, as Kiba's body would basically fall on the ground unconscious, and was saved by the medic, as we skip to after they announced the 1 month training, as Hinata and Naruto had been sparring and stuff like that, not really training or that much, just like getting fighting experience or whatever. Well, it wasn't fight to the death or anything, so yeah, don't worry about that, just getting fighting experience. As we skip after the 1 month training, as the first match will be Shikamaru versus Tsunade, and Shikamaru would give up, making Tsunade would by default. Next match, Hinata versus Hanabi. As Hinata went down and Hanabi did the same, as Hinata was glaring at Hanabi, as then Hinata would activate her Byakugan, as Hanabi would basically do the same, as they would rush at each other, as then they would basically go on a quick Hyuga style taijutsu battle, as Hinata would basically give Hanabi would give Hinata a Jugen palm strike to the chest, sending her back, as she basically hit the wall and basically had to duck from the strike that Hanabi did, as then Hinata kicked Hanabi away, as then she would smirk, as she would basically start to flare her chakra, like Hinata would start to flare her chakra, making 2 tiger hands around her, 2 tigers appear around her hand, basically out chakra. She would basically say twin lion fist, as she would basically rush at Hanabi, as Hanabi would basically was getting pushed back a little, but then Hanabi jumped back, as Hinata charged at her, but Hanabi started to go through some quick hand signs, as she basically said lightning star, lightning field, making the field, like the whole area around her, crackle of lightning, basically slowing down due to Hinata basically getting hit by lightning, as then Hanabi would basically put lightning chakra on her whole arm instead of just her palm like Hinata, but as she basically get like a bunch of lightning chakra flowing on her arm and shit, as she'll basically wash out Hinata, as she'll basically start to beat her up due to every Jugen, like every hit, it's basically shocking Hinata for a second, leaving her right open, as Hinata jumped away by running for a bit, as then she'll basically wait for Hanabi to run at her, as Hanabi did a palm strike or going for the head, as then Hinata did a rotation, sending Hanabi back, as Hinata would say, "You stupid whore, you will never beat me. I'm the future head of the Hyuga clan. I'll make sure to make you suffer. You will regret ever messing with me." Then Hanabi started to basically laugh, as she says, "Well, Hinata, I used to like you, but now you're corrupted by the clan, and now I despise you." As her eyes basically would change from the traditional lifeless Byakugan, that you know how the Byakugan eyes is pretty much dead, whatever, looks like it's dead, so yeah, it basically changed from that to if I'm not recording this shit, alright. Anyways, it basically changed from that to basically a flower pattern, a blue eyes with flower pattern, as Hanabi would basically smirk to see Hinata and the other Hyuga shocked faces, as Hinata would basically unwillingly take a step back, as she would basically shakily say, how basically why is this, as Hanabi would just say, this is the final form of the Byakugan, the Tensegan, as Hiyashi would basically be grinding his teeth with anger as the elders of the clan came to him and say, we need to get that girl back. She would be used as a breeding stock and take her technique and learn how to get those eyes. Yeah, she would agree without hesitation, but didn't know how to get her back. Basically didn't know how to do it and stuff like that. As he had forgotten only, he basically has only one idea. As then we see Hinata rush at Hanabi saying, I will beat you, torture you, and then I will get the same eyes, and if I can't, I will rip off your eyes and basically put in mine. She basically did a 64 palm. Hanabi didn't move, but as the 64 palm landed, she basically saw something that shocked her so much that her mouth basically was wide open. As a green sorry about that, I kind of messed up and accidentally went into different apps and shit. I'll try cutting it out, but if I can't, then I'll see if it's anything too serious, and I'll probably just like, I don't know, might have to redo it or something. But yeah, this is basically the fight with Aura that was over Hanabi's body. As Hanabi didn't even flinch, as she was absolutely as Hinata was absolutely shocked. As then the last thing she would see was a green flash, as she would basically fall down face first unconscious, as Hanabi would basically turn off her eyes, as she would basically say pathetic, as she would walk away. As then she would go up the stairs as Naruto as a wedding fight would start, as Hanabi would basically go up to with Naruto until Naruto said, here they come, as Hanabi basically would say, what do you mean, as she would basically look back to see Hiyashi and the elders would basically walk up to her, as basically say they will walk up to her, as they would stop a couple of feet away from her, as in Naruto, basically they would stop a couple of feet away from her and Naruto, as then Hiyashi would basically look at Naruto and Hanabi and say, Hanabi, me and the elders have decided to let you back into the Hyuga clan and have decided to name you as the heiress of the Hyuga clan. As Hanabi would basically look at him and say, you can take your offer and shove it up your the back door, basically. All right, as then the Hyuga clan would be shocked, as Hayashi would say, what, as Hinabi would say, why would I ever come back to your stupid clan? And the only reason why you want me back is because of my eyes and techniques. As then she would basically as she would basically was about to turn around but was stopped, as Hiyashi, like, as she saw that Hiyashi did a hand sign for the cage bird seal, as he waited for Hanabi to be in pain, but it never came, as Hanabi smirked evilly. As then what the fuck is that? Yeah, they remember, we realized I had this, but yeah, anyways, Hiyashi did the single hand sign and shit, as Hanabi would basically smirk evilly, as she would basically move her hair, revealing that her seal was gone, shocking the Hyuga is clan and all that. Then he actually says this is an outrage, as he went for a Jugen strike but was shocked to find that Hanabi had 2 fingers over his heart, and as he looked down to see a lot of chakra coming off her fingers, as Hanabi says move and you die, as then she would basically say I won't drain your clan ever, even if you got on your knees and beg, as she would basically vanish, as they would basically go back to sit down, as the proctor would say next match, as the match would basically when the match was finished, as the proctor would say next match Naruto Uzumaki versus Sasuke Uchiha versus Gaara the Sand, and it is a free for all win where the best basically win. But guys, this was pretty much what I'm going off. Hope you guys liked it and enjoy, and yeah, without further ado, get this video 50 like, and yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna be out for now. Peace.